I can't look away. I can't look away. Yeah, yeah. Come on in, guys. Hey, beautiful people. Let's do this. Let us gist. BBNaija updates. Now, Temi the hot now. Temi is on fire. For those people who are thinking Temi is a baby, I hope she has shocked you guys now. I hope she has really shocked you guys. Hey people, come on in. Let's talk. I can look away. I can look away. Hey people, it's me, your girl Fosti Onyi, and you're welcome back again to my channel Fostik. Currently, we are giving reviews on the ongoing Big Brother Naija season 11, and just updating ourselves on stuff that is happening in the house, all the gist going on in the house, and we can see that this housemate, especially the slow bloomers or the late bloomers, they are now coming into term with their game, especially people like Trump. No, not really Trump. Kamsi, yeah, because she is the one that I really want to talk about today in this particular live stream. So please come on in, and as you do so, do well to give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, turn on your notification bell, all that good stuff, and drop a comment in the comment section. Let us know that you are, following the gist on what is happening in the house, guys. A lot is happening. There are so many stories. Some girls are at war. Goddessa, Kamsi, they have this kind of tug of power going on, and I'm going to analyze that in this particular live stream. I will also talk about Temi and how this housemate that think that she's a baby and are underestimating her game. Temi is showing now that she's no longer a baby. The way you guys are underestimating Temi is going to give you all a surprise that will really shock you guys. So guys, just come in. As you come in, please give this video a thumbs up, like, so get the numbers up. Welcome once again. Okay, let's start with this story about Neche and Ricky. Remember yesterday in my live stream, I told you that Ricky still has eyes on Neche. And because of what happened in the first week, how, that his game was a little bit squandered by Nomi and what Nomi did there, it's kind of made Ricky to, slow down in his role, and Nature too, they gave themselves space and all that. But ever since then, Ricky's eyes is on Nature, guys. That's the honest truth. Even during the pool party on Thursday, Ricky was trying not to dance with Nature, but you can still see that later that happened. He danced a little bit with Nature in the pool. Now, Ricky went to Nature's room and he laid down on Nature's bed, and he was, talking with Nature, trying to stir up something again with Nature. But Nature was like, she doesn't have anything that to give Ricky. She was telling Ricky that I don't have anything to give you, and I don't need anything that you want to give me. She's not interested. She was just telling Ricky off. And Ricky he thought that it was something that he could try harder, because according to him, he feels himself as this hot shot guy or whatever. So he was thinking he could try harder to kind of make Nature to change her mind. But guys, it was not working on Nature. All his tactics was not working on Nature. And I feel a little bit sorry for Ricky, because he kind of spoiled his game. He had already made mouth, talking about how hot shot he is, and giving the girls the impression that he is ready to play, be a player in the house. That is why most of these females are kind of giving him the backhand, because if he had not shown that part of himself, maybe it would have worked. Because Ricky, guys, to be honest, Ricky doesn't have much game in the house. I have come to understand that Ricky is like a big talker and a nothing doer. Because I will not even say low, because he's not bringing vibes to the house. He's just this kind of guy that talks big, but okay, carry out all the things you've talked about big, and how you do this, how you accomplish this, how you do that. No, Ricky will not do that. Instead, he wants things to be handed to him, on a platter, and it won't work like that. So he had already created that impression that he is a player, and that is why anytime he's trying to set up something with these ladies, it doesn't work. Guys, it doesn't really work. He tried to set up something with Sheba last week when Sheba was head of house, but even while still trying to shoot his shot at Sheba, he went to, Miss Yan, telling Sheba that Neche is the finest girl in the house. He still has a crush on Neche. How do you not expect Sheba to take you serious? It's not going to be possible. You can't expect that from Sheba now. So Sheba, broke off things with Ricky, and Ricky has been finding it difficult to find his own footing. To be honest, Ricky is looking for a relationship, because he believes that maybe a relationship will boost his game in the house or whatever. And he thinks that if he moves on with Neche, that will further boost his rep in the house. But Neche has moved on. Neche is not interested in Ricky like that. And while they were having this conversation, Neche was like telling him all that she's not interested in anything he has to offer. She's not interested in him like that. That he doesn't have anything she's interested in, that he should go. Then Blutopia came into the room, and she was just giving Ricky this kind of side eye. I was like, hey, this girl Blutopia doesn't really like Ricky at all. She was giving Ricky this side eye and telling Ricky that that he should leave her bed, that she wants to lie down beside Nature, he should leave. And I'm like, ah. So Blutopia kept on, telling Ricky that he should leave, that she wants to lie down beside Nature. She was giving him looking at him with a bad eye, stink eye. She was just giving him that kind of eyes. And later, Ricky, filled with embarrassment, guys, because that was embarrassment I saw on Ricky left Nature's bed, and he started, he said hi to some other housemates that were there. I think he shook Barry and the rest, and he left. So now I'm like, Ricky, all the whole tactics you are coming with, everything is cutting, as in your game just the cut for where nature is. And you know that you don't really have much to give in this house. You don't have much game. That is why you are trying everything you can to ship with nature. But nature doesn't want your vibes. She's not feeling your vibes anymore. And talking of Blutopia, guys, Blutopia has been telling people that Ricky smells damp. She told Abby that Ricky smells, that he has this kind of bad smell about him. And I'm like, Blutopia, are you sure with this thing you're saying? Because guys, remember that every time it's very hard in Big Brother's house to not hear a story about one housemate smelling or whatever. In during the Thatcher and Mercy's time, it was Thatcher that they were saying was the smellos, and it really gave her a bad rep and all that. Now they are not talking about Ricky in this sort of way, especially Blutopia. So I was like, is Blutopia sure that what she's saying is the truth? Because she told Abby that Ricky smells. So my own thought now is that, is Blutopia sure, or is she just saying stuff that because she doesn't like Ricky? Is she saying that because she doesn't like Ricky? Because guys, come on, Ricky is always in the midst of other housemates, and even when he was trying to move on to Sheba, he was leaning in for a kiss and all that. If he smells, won't other housemates, collaborate what Blutopia is saying? So guys, I don't really think that is true, but let's keep our eyes peeled and find out if truly what Blutopia is saying, that Ricky smells, if it's really true, or she's just capping. Now, moving on to the dynamics between Araga, Goddessa, and Barry. So, Goddessa and Barry were having this discussion. Guys, Goddessa wants Barry to chase her in the house, but Barry is reluctant because he says Araga is with Goddessa, and Araga, is doing stuff for Goddessa, having fun with Goddessa, doing what couples do. But Goddessa is telling Barry that the last time she checked, there is no ring on her finger, that she's not with Araga that way, and that should not stop Barry from chasing her. But who is she trying to deceive? Barry said no, that Araga is with her. And even while they were having this that sort of discussion, Araga, who had been preparing food for Goddessa in the house, brought the food to Goddessa. And to mark his territory, he kissed Goddessa on the lips. And I'm like, wow. So what Araga is doing now is just marking territory round Goddessa. He's just marking his territory around Goddessa because, guys, I have told you that Goddessa is Araga's game in that house. Goddessa is Araga's game. So he will have to protect that to advance in his game. Araga doesn't bring much to the show. He doesn't. So Goddessa and Barry, even though Goddessa knows that Barry has a crush on Neche, she's still trying to force her head into it because Goddessa wants to play the game that all guys in the house like her, all guys in the house to chase her, that kind of game. That's the kind of game that Goddessa wants. But unfortunately, it's not really happening as she wants it. So now, Goddessa was telling Sheba, when they were having this discussion, she was telling Sheba that Barry told her that there's somebody in this house that he had masturbated to with okay, let me put it this way. Goddessa was telling Sheba that Barry had told her that she was in his thoughts and he had masturbated to the thoughts of her. And Goddessa was saying it as if it was a rep to her, Like I told you guys, Goddessa wants to be chased in that house. Even if she's with Araga, she still wants to show that she's desirable to the other guys in the house. That is why when she's with them, she tries to market herself as the best thing after sliced bread, putting down other females, she did that with Chisom Chuka. She also did that, trying to spoil the game of Kamsi. So Goddessa wants to be desired by all guys, and she's putting her tent in all those places. So now for Barry, I don't know what kind of game Barry wants to play. Remember, Barry has said that he's interested in Neche, but he is not pursuing stuff with Neche. But sometimes you will see him sleep in Neche's bed. They'll be having discussions. You understand? And he also makes breakfast for Neche. But now, because of he really wants to be in a triangle something. I don't know, because these guys, they are trying to ship. That's the kind of game they are playing in the house now. Ship. They want to be playing a shipping game, as if maybe they are in a love, what's this name of this thing? Love Island show or whatever. Barry prepared food for breakfast for Goddessa, Araga, and like his friends now. And he did not prepare for Neche. So Neche got a wind of that, and she was now reporting Barry to Blutopia. She was telling Blutopia that she's a little bit disappointed in Barry, that Barry told her that he made food for Araga and Goddessa and the rest. And when she asked what about her, Barry had told her that, he decided to make food for those people that are sick. Remember, I told you that Araga had an incident in the house. So Neche was, worried about that. And I'm like, Neche, you are not giving Barry these vibes of shipping, because, guys, to be honest, Neche doesn't really want to ship in the house, but she just wants somebody that is her own. Now, what is the dynamics between this Neche and Goddessa with Barry in the mix? You understand? So we never want to be in that triangle with Goddessa and Barry, or will Barry also want to be in the triangle with Goddessa and Araga? If you look at this, the constant person there is Goddessa. And I believe that that is the game Goddessa is playing. She's really playing a game. She knows that she has Araga in her corner, but now she still wants to conquer other guys to, have something like a triangle or whatever, or to have the impression that the guys in the house are chasing her because she's desirable. So let's watch out and see that dynamics, how it's all going to play out. Now, moving on to Temi and Kivu, guys. Temi called Kivu and told Kivu that she had kissed Tram. Now, Kivu was, shocked. He was disappointed, and he was also hurt. He was not asking Temi that why we should do that. Temi said because she wanted to, that she doesn't have any reason. She just wanted to kiss Tram. And Kivu was really, really hurt and decided to break off things with Temi. So Kivu was telling, I think he was telling, what guy was that he was telling that he was disappointed in what Temi did, and that Kivu was telling Yusuf, yes. Kivu was telling Yusuf that he was disappointed in Temi and what Temi did, that he has been a gentleman to her and she's out there kissing Tram of all people, Tram who has been bragging about, taking any girl or having any girl he wants in the house. Now, why would Temi do that to him? And I was wondering that Temi, this girl you guys are looking at as a small girl, she's not really small like that. She is using her sense for you people, but you people are not clocking Temi. You are not yet clocking Temi. So Temi wants somebody to cuddle with, but Kivu is not giving her that vibe. Kivu is kind of treating her as a big bro, whatever. And I don't know how that will work in the grand scheme of things. So Temi has also been showing signs that she doesn't want to continue whatever she's doing with Kivu. She had even mentioned that she's tired of Kivu, that Kivu is boring and all that. And she has been looking for ways to kick Kivu out of her corner. I believe that is why she did what she did with Tram. She kissed Tram. And for you to see that Temi is playing a game, after she kissed Tram and she called Kivu and reported herself to Kivu that she had kissed Tram and she did it because she wanted to. Kivu, disappointed with her, broke off things with her. Temi still took that story to Goddessa and Sheba, and she was telling them that the kiss with Tram wasn't all that she didn't even enjoy it, that Tram's braces was really hurting her lips and all that. And I was like, why is Temi telling Sheba? Remember that Sheba and Tram, they have this kind of friendship, or I don't know, the situationship there. And Sheba was shocked. In her own mind, I believe what Sheba would be thinking that, I've underestimated this girl, Temi, that I'm looking at this Temi as the baby of the house, because that is the way Temi got messed with their heads. She calls Araga daddy. She calls Goddessa mommy, and all those kind of things. So those people are looking at Temi as a young person that doesn't understand what she's doing. They don't know that Temi is using their brain. Temi is really using their brain, and it showed in Sheba's expression when Temi had told her that she kissed Tram. So Sheba was genuinely shocked, and that she had really underestimated Temi. And I believe that now it will open their eyes to the kind of game that Temi is playing. Temi is playing the game of the underling, somebody that is, how is this word again? Guys, I've forgotten the word I want to use. She's playing the game of an underling. You understand? That is why these housemates are not clocking her yet. She's presenting herself as the baby that doesn't know anything, but her head is in the game. Her head is in the game. And if care is not taken, Temi will really, really shock these housemates a lot. She will shock them a lot. So moving on, Yusuf was clarifying clearing the air, and telling Araga that he has not yet had any intercourse with Bells. Remember, I told you guys that Yusuf and Bells have done something in the house. And guys, that is the truth. Yusuf and Bells have really been intimate in that house. But Yusuf is, denying it. He doesn't want to put it out there that he and Bells have been intimate like that. So he was not telling Araga that they had cuddled, they had done a lot of touching and smooching and all that, but he had not gone all the way. But guys, is that really true? Or is Yusuf just capping? I believe that Yusuf is just capping. I believe so. Now, moving on to Kamsi. Kamsi, guys. Kamsi has clocked Goddessa's game. And she has also clocked why Goddessa is upset with her and sabotaging her own game. According to Kamsi, Kamsi said Goddessa is trying to play the game that she is playing, because she is playing the game that guys are chasing after her, like Gerald and Chisom Chuka. But Goddessa had this discussion with Chisom Chuka. I mentioned that in my previous live stream, that Goddessa had this conversation with Chisom Chuka, where she told Chisom Chuka that Kamsi is not aesthetically pleasing. Why would Chisom Chuka even desire somebody like Kamsi? That Blutopia is better for him than Kamsi. And that was what made Chisom Chuka to move on with Blutopia in the pool party. Now, Kamsi has gotten a win that Goddessa doesn't really like her, and that Goddessa is sabotaging her game. So Kamsi started, trashing Goddessa in the midst of other female housemates. I think Nomi was there, Blutopia, Neche, Abby, and she was just having this conversation with them. Kamsi was telling them that they should fear Goddessa. You say fear Goddessa. Nomi said, yes. I was like, Nomi, is Goddessa not your party in that house? Well, I'm just kidding, because Nomi doesn't really have a constant party in the house. She and Goddessa, they talk, but I don't think in Nomi's mind, Goddessa is her friend like that. So Kamsi was not telling the other ladies that Goddessa always put other ladies down in front of the guys, and that Goddessa is upset with her because she is playing the game Goddessa was hoping to play in the house, about being with other guys and having guys chase her. That is why Goddessa is really upset. Goddessa is really insecure, trying to bring down the other females in the presence of guys. She's a pick-me-share. She was just saying quite a lot, and she said that Goddessa is sabotaging other women in the game with the guys, and that she wants other guys to chase her. Even though she's with Araga, she's not yet satisfied. She still wants the guys to chase her in the house. And I'm like, well, you guys have really clocked Goddessa's game. Guys, that's really Goddessa's game. She's with Araga, but she doesn't want Araga to tie her down. That is why even when Araga is marking his territory with her, sometimes it gets her upset when Araga goes to talk with other housemates, especially the guys, that they should stay clear of Goddessa. Araga had that discussion with Yusuf, that Yusuf should stay clear of Goddessa, and he should respect the pro code, and that really upsetted Goddessa. You understand? So Goddessa, even though she's with Araga, she still wants to be chased by other guys. And when she finds out that Kamsi is playing that same game, she tried everything she could to sabotage that. She succeeded, because at the moment, Chisom Chuka and Kamsi, they are no longer talking together. Even Gerald, that we had thought that there's something brewing there, Gerald and Kamsi at the moment now are not speaking to each other. So let us see the kind of game these other housemates will play. Will Kamsi, retaliate? Will she, play another game to sabotage Goddessa, or will she just take her loss and, forge ahead in the game? Let us see how it goes. For Araga, even when, for Kamsi, she was even saying that she doesn't notice Araga again. So I wonder how she will do this. How will she play this game? She was even telling Blutopia that she would advise Blutopia to be very careful with Chisom Chuka. And I'm like, hey. So because Goddessa and Chisom Chuka had deliberated and put her down. She's trying to also sabotage Chisom Chuka's thing with Blutopia. Let's see how it goes. Let's see if it will really work. And it is also showing us that some of these late bloomers in the game, they are showing themselves. You understand? At least we now have something to talk about them, not mentioning a select few all the time. So let's see how these housemates will play their game. So guys, this is the much I can take on this particular live stream. The housemates are still enjoying themselves at this Saturday night party. We'll see how it goes, and if there are more gist, bring it up in our next live stream. Thank you so much for joining my live. I hope you did enjoy yourself. Thank you all, and have a good